We haven't even started yet, and I want to murder you. No. Welcome to another episode of the Fitish podcast.
Shot for everybody that is following this shot game.
I'm here with my baby daddy, Francisco, who's tapping on the microphone, even though we have a paid producer behind who's an expert on this and has already done the mic check for us. But you know what? Check it out, babe.
Better safe than sorry, baby.
Check it out, babe. So we had a big Father's Day weekend. Don't start hating on me already. I tried really hard to celebrate you for Father's Day.
I loved it, babe. It was the best day of my life. One of them.
One of them?
Yeah.
What was the other one?
Babe, I'm not going to go through the list. Not right now, sober.
We had a good weekend, I think, for Father's Day. What did we do?
So, we went to your dad's house.
Yeah, but I mean, it was kind of a whole weekend, no? We had my mom. It started on Friday.
Yeah. Well, yes. So, we started on a date night / Father's Day celebration. We went to see Top Gun.
We did.
Maverick.
Fran's been wanting to see Top Gun, and we watched the original Top Gun a month or two ago.
She's never seen it before.
I had seen it. I just forgot that I had seen it. Because, I mean, it was so good. I think that movie is so fucking cheesy, and it's fine, but I just think it's so cheesy.
I think it's a movie that it's cheesy, absolutely. But it's an icon. Like it's like an icon.
It's all right. It's okay. What?
Which movie from that era would you think that it's an icon?
What year did it come out? It was in the 80s, right? Like right after we were born, probably, I think, right? Like 86, I think Top Gun came out in.
It was in the 90s.
No, absolutely not.
80-something.
It was 86. Look it up. We have someone here to look it up. It was 86, 87, 88. It was one of those years, for sure. I'm like 99.9 on this. 80-fucking-6. It was my first thing I said. Look at that.
Well,
we got a Googler behind the scenes. I didn't even have to be rude and pull up my phone.
60s,
why do you doubt me and make me Google it when I even said it? See, this is live in the moment of what happens in a relationship, right?
I was just
you
saying,
just said 90s.
It's either 90s or 80s.
Okay. I don't know what other movies came out there, but I could probably list a dozen other that are way better than Top Gun. If we look at the movies.
For sure. No. But this is just, it's like a blockbuster. It was like the...
Sure. But that's why we wanted to go
Marvel of the day.
That's why we wanted to go. I was up for seeing the sequel. I like dude movies. I like action movies. And so but we know that a movie like this obviously is better to be seen in the theater experience, right? So we decided to go to the movie and, hey, it's a big commitment. Not a big Tom Cruise fan anymore. He still gets a good draw to those movies, but he's a Scientologist weirdo. I know,
big
but
commitment.
A big commitment. It was fun. So we went to one of those theaters where, you can like get a bottle of wine and get food. I pre-ate at the Mexican restaurant next door, and then we went into the theater. I love the movie theater experience. I really do. I missed that quite a bit during COVID. I mean, I love to watch a movie from home, but a movie like this is so much better in the theater.
I love the movie theater.
And what did you think?
I really like it. I think for sure, like if you're expecting like cine de art, it's not gonna be like anything like that. It's just like
if you're expecting what?
Like some artsy movie or something like that.
I don't think anyone expects that by seeing Top Gun. I liked this one better than the first one. I just think these movies are like one and done though. I don't know how people rewatch those movies all the time. I mean, I guess I do that with rom-coms, but like to rewatch Top Gun over and over, You
just said it. It's like a rom-com.
For guys.
Yeah, it's just
dude
like
rom-com, right?
Yeah, like it's something that you put in the background before you go out. Just
you pre-game to Top Gun.
No, you don't pre-game to Top Gun. You get ready to Top Gun.
That's what pre-gaming is, baby.
No, pre-gaming, and we're gonna go into another argument, but let's just finish this one. Pre-gaming is when you start drinking, like before you're going to like the actual drinking. This is when you're getting ready. If you're drinking,
pre-gaming would constitute any sort of routine before you go do something.
Okay.
Like you could pre-game alcohol in your case. You could pre-game with music. You could pre-game with anything.
Sounds great.
I'm down to throw down and argue this one too.
Babe.
No. We loved it though. I thought it was good. It was a good date night. We were home by like 8:30. Right?
Like 8.
8.
And that.
But we had my mom spend the night, which Francisco the day before was like, we don't need her to spend the night because you've been such a champ. He's wanted to sleep with him every night. But I'm like, no, like this is an opportunity for you and I to actually sleep in the same bed. And then I was kind of offended that he didn't want to. He just wanted to sleep with him. But yeah, anyway, so my mom actually stayed the night with Remy.
And she did amazing, I think.
And
She's still alive.
It allowed Fran and I to
sleep together.
To just sleep next to each other is basically what we did. We went
sleep in a parallel position.
We went upstairs and we fell asleep immediately. We were so tired. Yeah, we were really tired. I know I was tired this weekend, and then Saturday you had to work some, but overall I think it was a good weekend. Did you like your gifts though?
I loved my gifts.
What did I give you?
So you gave me this book that it's really cool. It's like a cartoon of Remy and I.
Y'all, if you've seen these TikTok ads, and I know maybe if you're like about to be a parent or my algorithm, I don't know, my algorithm is still quite depressing, but I get a lot of these ads for those books that you can customize the cartoon version, and it looks like you can pick features to look like dad and to look like son, and then you choose a bunch of adventures, like y'all cooking together, y'all going to the aquarium, or you're going to teach him to do X, Y, and Z. They're really surprised cute, except Fran turned out black. He looks like a black man, and I don't know what happened. I was very limited with the color scheme, and I wanted to make it clear that you were like browner than our son because, you know, even though you're kind of a pale Mexican, I wanted to make you browner, but they didn't have hair this dark as an option. I'm not a racist. This company is a racist. They are not inclusive. They do not have all the options. And
either white or black.
I open it up and Fran looks like, I mean, I
just look like I spent like a summer in Tulum, like a whole summer. Like 3 months.
After you were born in Africa.
And I did a couple lawns for 5 years before to be able to afford my summer.
I opened it up a couple days before Father's Day and my mom was sitting there and I went, oh my God, mommy's black. Like what? Like his hand on Remy's hand is so dark, but you get the thought.
I loved it, babe.
You get the thought.
Babe.
And then
the only thing that was disappointing is that out of all the adventures, Whole Foods wasn't there.
It's Fran's favorite thing to do is take Remy to Whole Foods. Like he bases his life around it every single day. You're crazy that you love to go there so frequently. But anyway, I also got him a t-shirt that I found on the internet, probably through an ad.
Amazing t-shirt. People have been asking about it.
Yeah, it just says, ask your mom. I thought that one's going to come in handy. A very comfy t-shirt that says, ask your mom.
People have been DMing me about, hey, where do you get that? This
is not a sponsor of the show.
Ask his mom.
Ask his mom. Good. You can send him this way. Yeah. Ask Jenna. No, it was a website I found called like Suburban Riot or something. And I didn't even really like much of the stuff they had on there. I just happened to see that t-shirt and it comes, I think they have Ask Your Dad and Ask Your Mom. And then it comes in like sweatshirt and t-shirt form. And I thought it was really cute. So anyway, yeah. And then I got you something really special that I don't think you liked.
Babe. Why?
It was in an envelope because I pulled this thing. I got you I got him the new drone He just sold his drone. He loves his drone, but there's a new drone coming out or that came out or no, I'm sorry, the round of it. It's sold out. I don't know what the deal is, but it doesn't come out till August 1st and it shoots in portrait mode. And because most drones only shoot in like landscape. And so it makes it difficult to use the footage like on social media. So this one's new that's coming out. Very nice gift, but it's not out yet. So I bought it and then I printed off a photo of it and the receipt and I put it in an envelope and that was in the book where he looks black. And I feel like you didn't love it. And I hate giving someone a gift that's not here yet. You know what I mean? That he has to wait months.
Why do you feel that I didn't love it?
Because you're buying another drone right now.
Yes, because I need I precautiously sold my drone. Because
you sold it too early and you need one right now. So you need an interim drone.
So this is going to be a mezzanine drone. It's going to be in between.
Yeah, I know what a mezzanine. It's a level in between. Yeah, I understand.
But it's an amazing. I was about to buy the thing, so when she bought it, I was like super excited, and it's just the fact that I didn't check that it was about to be released in August 1st.
Well, hopefully the drone company is using ShipStation. I bet they are. I bet this kind of company uses ShipStation because I have to order it online.
They're shipped together.
They have their ship together. That's very good. Yeah. Yeah, because I've used ShipStation for years with my business and they're a sponsor of the podcast. Do you know exactly how it works?
I'm not pretty sure, but I think I have Very poor idea.
Yeah, a very poor idea. No, you don't. It's amazing because like we have this feature at the office that it actually like helps us print off all the labels. Of course, you can get all sorts of stuff to help you with your business, but you sell stuff on eBay, right? So this would be applicable for what you do. When you sell things on eBay, you have an eBay store, you are an Amazon seller. A lot of people are getting into that kind of business these days, and I know you love to sell stuff, but it helps you streamline all your shipping because shipping's so expensive. So if you're trying to do everything yourself, you're not getting the best deal.
Yeah.
Then you're not able to extend the best deal to your customer. So ShipStation's actually integrated into your storefront.
I need to try that for sure because I'm having a hard time keeping my ship together.
Yeah, see, you love that now. Their tagline is make ship happen, so they're okay with it. But anyway, go to ShipStation.com if you like to sell things, and it doesn't matter. You don't have to say, oh, Jenna, I only sell a few things a month. That's absolutely fine. They have different programs for everyone. And at ShipStation.com, you're actually going to get a free 60-day trial when you sign up using the promo code Fitish.
Just go to ShipStation.com, click on the microphone at the top of the page, and type in Fitish.
That's our podcast name, my business name. 2 whole months of shipping made quick and painless and free for you to try when you go to ShipStation.com, click the microphone at the top of the page and type in Fitish. ShipStation, make ship happen. Well, hopefully that drone will be on its way rather quickly when we do get it. But then on Sunday, we went over to my dad's and hung out, and we got Remy in the pool for the first time, which was exciting. I knew that he'd like it because he likes spa night every night, but it's a lot, and I think this was a good a little teaser to us going on vacation here at the end of July. But we had to. We decided to pack like all Remy's stuff so he could nap at my dad's house, and man, it's a lot.
It is.
They even had a pack and play there. So we ended up packing, but we had to bring his noise machine, and we brought the monitor so we could put him upstairs, but it worked. He took a nap for an hour and a half, and we were able to hang out. He got to swim. He was so tired. He was a tired boy.
I was able to take a nap with him.
Yeah. Like you were tired.
I've been tired, but it's just transporting him.
It's a lot.
It's a production.
It's a lot. And like, we think that someone stole our diaper bag, and it's not up here, by the way. I'm looking around the office. We can't find the diaper bag, which is the strangest thing.
If you know that valet, because I'm pretty sure it was a valet. I love valet parking, and I always valet parking.
I don't know why people blame valets for stuff. Like, why would the valet steal a bag that wasn't even a fancy bag? It wasn't a fancy brand or anything.
It had powder milk, babe. They're selling that in little fucking Ziplocs.
Also known as formula. It did not have powdered milk in it. It did not have formula. I promise. All the containers are at home.
They're selling it right now. I looked in the marketplace just to see if they were selling
diaper
like
bag is somewhere.
Like
it's Prime, the diaper bag.
A powder milk by the gram.
I still think it's in your car.
How much 100 gets me? I was just messaging these people that are selling our powder milk.
So anyway, you have to take a lot of stuff. I was having this thought last night to myself, and maybe some of y'all can like virtually answer me later, but like, how do you have more than one child? At what point do I black out and forget how difficult all of this process has been?
Horny people
have multiple children. That's a bold statement. No, like I don't. When do you forget? When? Please tell me, because Fran doesn't even want another child at this point, which is a whole conversation for another day, which shocks me. Not just because of like the Mexican stereotype that y'all have really big families.
Babe, I've broken the Mexican stereotype in many ways.
How so?
So I was actually
tell us.
My friend, the girl that gave you all the champagne, for your event, her sister is married to a Mexican, and she was asking about Remy and how we do. It's like, well, I love him, like I sleep with him, I do this and that. It's like she's like, you're so not Mexican. Like all the Mexicans that I know, they don't move a finger.
This is like a hot topic right now. Like this is gonna create some controversy what you're saying, and I guess you're allowed to say it because you're Mexican.
I am not saying anything. I'm just rephrasing what other people told me about this.
What one other person has said about her impression of Mexican men.
Statistically, it's that. That's an impression.
Is that part of the culture that the men don't lift a finger for the children?
Well, the things that we believe that women can do it all.
I'd like to apologize on behalf of our Mexican spokesperson on the show for making this inflammatory statement because I do not agree with this.
Well, I am not making any statements. I'm just rephrasing. My fellow Mexicans, I know a couple that don't move a finger.
For the children.
For anybody. Like they get home because they come home tired.
Because they work their ass off.
They work their ass off.
Interesting. He knows right now. He's looking at me like he knows he's going to be in a lot of fucking trouble for making this comment. So
why?
I don't know how some of this works, okay? I have white privilege and I recognize that.
I have Mexican privilege.
I don't know, but I'm just saying I don't know how this works. Like if you're Mexican, it's really great because I was actually going to ask you after watching that JLo documentary, like if anyone ever says anything racist that offends you as a Mexican, because you don't seem to get offended by anything. Like I'm that type of person, and maybe it is just because I'm white. Like I'll watch something and or when we see like immigrant children in cages, and I'll say to Fran like, this is fucking outrageous that they had children in cages. Like, I don't care how you feel about politics. Like, where do we draw the line on this sort of thing, separating children from their families? And Fran just like doesn't have anything to say to me about it. And I'm like, does that not offend
that
you
infuriates me for
like
sure.
A Mexican man. And so like, I just don't know.
Like any kid. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to change my mind about kids in cages when Remy starts fucking running around.
But it just, it's one of those things that I feel like I get offended for Mexicans over things. And I know that I'm not Mexican, so I don't know if I even have a right to be offended, right? Like I take, well, now that I do have a child that is, that technically is Mexican, right? I get very upset. I mean, I did, whether I had been with a Mexican man or not, just culturally, I love the culture and it's the proximity to the United States. I'm very upset by a lot of things, but I feel like, do I have a right to be? It's like a human rights issue, right? Like, do you get offended by racist
subject
comments?
By subject? It all depends.
Subject by subject. Like what offends you as a Mexican?
Nothing.
Like certain terms, like derogatory terms?
No, like the thing is that being offended is on your, like if you take things personal, like if someone said like, hey, I don't know, beaner. I was like, well, I actually do like beans. Like it's just about.
What if someone called you a wetback?
Well, maybe it's because I've been sitting on my car for a long time.
Shut the fuck up. Like if someone said that to you in a derogatory way, you're not offended by that?
Absolutely not.
Interesting.
What would I like? I think there's.
I mean, because that's technically really derogatory.
There's different types of people. The people that get offended about things and the people that don't. Because
all right,
you choose to like. Am I a wetback? Even if I were to be a wetback, even that's actually pretty derogatory. Even if I were to swim the Grand River, to get here,
you wouldn't be talking about it.
I'll be fucking proud of it.
Yeah, but I don't think you'd be publicly talking about it.
Not in like a public channel like this where I can get eyes and put it out, because I'm pretty sure I would not enjoy the swim back. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just, I've just always been curious because you don't seem to get flustered by, I'll show him TikTok videos, obviously, where I get really mad about like racist things that have happened to other people. And I don't know why, because it's not my battle. I think I just care about humans, and especially like with children and seeing certain injustices. And it just kind of like fires me up. And so I talk to him about it, and and it's cool. I mean, you're so grateful. Like you like America sometimes more than I do. And that's amazing to me, because sometimes I'm like,
well, I'm an adoptive child by choice. I choose to be American. Yeah. You didn't. Mm-hmm. I love Mexico, and I'm very protective of my fellow Mexicans. Like, don't get me wrong. Getting offended about someone commenting on something doesn't. You're protected, but not about the men that get anything, home but, with their children. But if someone actually attacks them in a way that they're gonna be affected, not verbally, like putting kids in cages, that's fucking awful.
One thing that I loved so much about Mexican culture, and I know a lot of you, we obviously have a lot of Latin listeners, and I think the cool thing I think about Mexican culture in general is I've never been hated on for like appropriating culture by Mexicans. You know what I mean? Like by like loving your culture and loving things, no one's ever, and I don't know, again, I can't put a blanket statement on this and say like all Mexicans are cool with people wanting to partake in Mexican culture, because I'm sure that's not the case, but I love the mentality of like, I think they love that Americans embrace a lot of it. I mean, hell, we celebrate holidays that are Mexican that y'all don't even celebrate,
like you guys have more Mexican restaurants than in Mexico.
I know, but I've always loved the culture, from the food to the way just people are in general, and whether it's a stereotype or not, from, being hardworking to, I don't know. I mean, now I'm learning other negative stereotypes that you're putting out there, but I love it. But the thing I love, the guys come home and don't lift a finger to help with the kids.
That's what people say,
But regardless, the way that y'all, we weren't even planning on talking about this today, obviously, y'all, but the way that I notice how, and this is definitely a cultural thing, that Mexicans are so tight with family. And I just did not grow up. I did not grow up prioritizing family, and my mom, and that comes down to a lot of things, my mom's side of her family is like garbage, honestly, for the most part. Like, she grew up with some fucking atrocious, terrible family members, which is another story for another day, but really, really awful. And I know we all have bad family, but she has some really bad family on her side of the family. And so we weren't close to them. She didn't like them, but she always craved family and loved my dad's side of the family in South Carolina. But my parents had a pretty dramatic divorce situation happen. So my mom and I had some holidays that we were totally alone. And so when I met you, and you're so close with your family, Francisco told me this story very early on in our relationship about how his parents went through a hard time some years ago, and I know this happens with a lot of us when you become adults and you have to start kind of helping out your family members. He moved home for a while. I mean, he had a life going on here. He moved home to help his family. And that's just another level of, and I'm not saying that white Americans some of them don't do this too, but I've noticed culturally, family is everything in the Latin community. I mean, and an extended family too, right? When you have a lot of family members, I mean, you support each other. You are there. They love to celebrate all sorts of occasions. I mean, they love to party together and have a lot of celebratory moments for things. I didn't grow up that way. And I love it. And I realized how much I kind of craved it, and it's just been very cool to see the way that you are with your family. And I mean, every family has that person or, goes through hard times, but
no offense, Juan Pablo.
No, your family's cool. I mean, your immediate family, but y'all are just amazing to one another. I mean, he FaceTimes his mom every single night.
Well, I FaceTime. I started that tradition. Yeah, I do FaceTime her every single night because she wants to see. She gets a lot of joy out of seeing Remy. And
did you send her the video that you just showed me yesterday of Remy, which is a whole nother thing that I have an issue with Fran, and so maybe some of y'all can relate. At the doctor yesterday, you sent that to her.
Yes.
So yesterday was his 4-month checkup, and he's doing great. However, he had to get shots, and it sucks because we've already been there for over an hour. He's going to scream bloody murder because it hurts. I mean, they get 3 different shots in their legs and an oral vaccine. And so, Francisco, you're an amazing father. But what he does in moments like this is he turns his back to us and stands in the corner. So
you're so dramatic. Turn my back and gun in the corner.
So Remy only associates the pain with me.
From above.
And I had to hold his arms down now because he's starting to whack his arms and get in the way. He's really strong. And, they are very good at this. They're very efficient. They do this very quickly. I mean, the whole process probably takes 20 seconds. And they're like, poke, poke, poke. But I mean, he is just bright red as a tomato, screaming. And I'm holding his arms down, which is just awful. And I mean, I'm sure a lot of moms have to do this, but and then of course I pick him up right away, and they calm down pretty quickly because the pain's over and they're just a little, whimpering a little bit. Fran walks up and tries to take him out of my arms. So of course, after I have him pinned down, then I'm soothing him to the point that it's just a little trickle of a tear. Fran tries to sweep him out of my arms like he's the knight in shining armor. And I looked at him and the nurses in the room and I was like, no fucking way. I was like, you do not get to come in here all of a sudden after not being there. We were fighting the whole way out of the doctor's office. I mean, funny fighting. I was like, you weren't even there for emotional support for our son. You don't just get to hold him, because I held him all the way out of the office. I was like, you do not get to steal all my glory. If I put in the time,
get used to who's the knight in shining armor and who's gonna pin him down. I have video.
It is painful. I mean, it brings tears to my eyes when I have to do it. I mean, I'm holding him and I'm actually hearing your child cry like that, is so upsetting. But you have to do it. But I had tears streaming down my face.
It really brought me back. When my mom or my dad used to say, it hurts me more than it hurts you.
Oh.
in their cases when they were beating me up and I did something wrong.
It's cool, isn't it? Like you realize, like, I don't know how my parents put up with me sometimes. Like that had to be so difficult, you know? And now it's just such a different perspective now.
It's just completely like dealing with different type of problems, like how from letting go to not letting go. What type of stuff do you just let pass? And it's just.
But you know, something really exciting that we learned, and we didn't think that this was going to happen for a while, is that he gets to start trying out food already. And he gets to start trying out purees is what's recommended. And Fran and I decided we want to do vegetables. And of course, I was like, oh, I'm going to look into some brands that have some good purees because there's a bunch of good brands out there. And then, of course, Fran goes to Whole Foods and comes home with a head of broccoli because Fran has decided that he's going to make his own baby food. And I've told a handful of friends that, and they said, we'll see how long that lasts. But it might. But, you know, Fran's different. I prefer convenience. I want things to show up at my front door. And I still like putting some effort in to make it, right? And I think that's what's so cool about
punching the buttons in the oven.
No. Just, it's the hassle of the grocery store that I like to avoid and how much money I end up spending when I go to the grocery store. It's just the whole time and effort that's put into that part of it that I don't even feel like cooking. But when you use a program like HelloFresh, one of the sponsors of today's podcast, it's really cool because everything's, you know, portioned out. The recipes are already done for you. You get to choose them in advance online. You'll get these boxes delivered right to your doorstep. So the only effort you have to put in is like unloading these items into your refrigerator till it's time to cook them and then actually preparing, you know, the dinner itself. So you're alleviating all of the things that I hate.
And the amazing thing that they send exact amounts. They don't send an extra carrot or anything that is just going to be sitting in the fridge looking sad.
And they have a new menu released right now that includes Mediterranean recipes, which I've been in a phase loving Mediterranean food, filled with fresh fruits, veggies, nuts, olive oils, and fiber-packed whole grains for nourishing balance. And then again, like I said, you can customize your favorite dishes and you can swap out, you know, a protein, one side for another. You can upgrade for a more luxe experience or choose veggie meals and add protein, which I am really guilty of doing. I love doing that. Just like ordering the veggie meal because, you know, when they prepare the veggie recipe, it's really good. But I need protein. I need more protein and I like having.
So what type of protein do you throw in?
Meat.
What type of meat?
Chicken, usually. That's usually a go-to, you know, when I'm being healthier.
Not like just throw like turkey, deli meat, like just.
No, I'm choosing from their options online. Anyway, go to HelloFresh.com/Fitish16 and use the code Fitish16 to get up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts.
That's amazing.
Again, that's HelloFresh.com/Fitish16 and the code is Fitish16. You're going to get 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. This is America's #1 meal kit, by the way, because it's more affordable and gosh, the convenience. I mean, what's not to love about that? I want to ask you something. And maybe women can relate to this, but something that happened last night. We were watching the JLo documentary because, I don't know, we watched Peaky Blinders and Ozark, and now we have nothing else to watch. And I just am really, you know, upset about the whole thing. So for now, we're just going to stick with some documentaries, like the other one about Mormons, because Mormons, man. I'm sorry if you're a Mormon, but like, I just don't understand that y'all don't believe in dinosaurs.
There's people that are Mormons and whatever you want to believe is your deal. Like there's people that believe in.
Well, yeah, we're watching the documentary about Warren
the
fundamentalist Mormons. Yeah, which even I think Mormons don't get down with.
I get what they believe that they can go and have galaxies and whole Milky Ways, because if you have more than one wife, you deserve galaxies and Milky Ways and all of that. Like these people that have 60 wives, can you imagine?
No, I can't imagine. Is that a dream of yours?
No, it's a dream of nobody. It's nobody's dream. Can you imagine when like they're on their period?
Yeah, all of them probably synced up too.
That guy deserves a
anyway,
whole fucking
universe. The Mormon fundamentalist stuff aside, which this documentary is good, highly recommend, 10 out of 10. We watched the JLo documentary, 5 out of 10. She's very upset she didn't win an Oscar for Hustlers, which, am I missing something here? Like that was not that stellar of a movie, right? Like I don't know why she was very upset. The whole documentary is about her being upset she didn't win the Oscar, basically.
It's like Tom Cruise being upset of not winning an Oscar for
Top
Top
Gun.
Gun.
I like JLo. I think she's super hardworking and talented. I know she's kind of polarizing to people, but I turned to Fran in the middle of the documentary and I'm curious, like you always want to know, like, does he find someone attractive? So I was like, do you think she's hot? And you really stalled. And he was like, on her, he's like, and then it reminded him of who he really had a crush on because it was someone that used to date Mark Anthony. So I'm like,
Mark Anthony, Ricky Martin.
oh,
Ricky
someone
Martin.
that used to date Ricky Martin. Okay,
When he
that's
was
right.
straight.
When he was straight. Got it. So I'm like so curious to know who Fran used to have a big crush on. And of course, as always, it's like the opposite of me. It's always a blonde, right?
I was young.
It's so funny. And all your exes are blonde.
Not all of them.
All of them.
Well, some of them.
The ones that are still with us.
Unfortunately, we have lost a couple.
I'm sorry. It will never get old to make ageist jokes about your exes.
I had actually
it will never get
brunette
old.
girlfriend that turned lesbian. That wasn't my proudest moment.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know about this.
No, yeah, she was from Mexico. One of the girls that I dated in Mexico.
Oh, so you have dated some Mexican girls?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, we dated like for 4 months.
And after that, she realized she hated men. Yeah.
You
turned her.
Well, so you put it that way. That narrative is one. My narrative is that
do you see what he does to me?
what I want to think is that she picked on men. She knew that she couldn't go.
Peaked.
She couldn't go any better than me. So it's like, well, no, then let's try women. That's my take.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's how it played out. It was like, I'm fucking done.
Yeah, like,
I'm fucking done with
she
men.
started looking at the marketplace. It's like, not Francisco.
Mm-mm.
And then she just decided, like, well, I'm just going to munch on some fish taco.
Shut up. That is just so fucking terrible, Fran. We're gonna lose all these listeners. And you wonder why women have a complex about men going down on them. That's the comment you make, that she's going to go munch on some fish tacos. Babe, and you wonder why
everybody loves a fish taco, babe. Like, everybody loves a good fish taco.
Like, you wonder why we then get a complex about oral sex when these are the comments that men make.
Tell me
Gary,
a guy.
Can we even air this?
Tell
can
me
we
a
even
guy
air today's podcast?
that doesn't like a fish taco. Like, everybody likes the fish taco.
Let's just move on to some questions for the week. And I'm just going to apologize for this whole episode. So just, how about this? This is the feedback. This was a terrible episode. I never want to listen again. It will be rectified. Okay. And Francisco will make in-person apologies to anyone that was very upset about today. Yeah. Or what?
Or we want more.
Or we want more of this offensive bullshit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Are you keeping a baby book for Remy documenting milestones? No. And thank you, Cheryl. Cheryl's a great Fitish customer. Cheryl's a big fan. Cheryl, I can recognize her by her Instagram photo because I printed off your questions from the DM. No. And that reminds me, like, I'm just being a terrible mom. Like, I mean, I'm really good to him, but like, I've just been having moments lately where I don't feel like momming. And then I realize things like this, like, I'm not being an overachiever mom. Like, I'm not being this mom. We take a lot of photos, so we could put together some books, for sure.
And
but
I have all his milestones.
Up in your noggin, you're pointing at?
Yeah.
That you didn't even remember I had a pop-up somewhere this morning. You were wondering where I left the house for?
Not Remy's milestone.
Not Remy's milestone. You're right. Exactly. What's the best thing that happened to each of you this week? That is such a sweet question.
You know, there's many, like Father's Day. Like every time that you hear about Mother's Day or Father's Day, it's like, and you're not a father or a mother, it's like, oh, that's just fucking Hallmark. When you hit your first Father's Day, it's just like you feel like a peacock. You're just a sponge.
I sat in my recliner yesterday with the heating pad on and had a glass of wine and watched an episode from a while back of the Kardashians because I haven't been keeping up, and I really enjoyed it. So it had nothing to do with Fran or Remy, but I really enjoyed just that moment of peace and with my heated blanket.
We're gonna get you a spa day or some.
Yeah, I think I needed it. I said to the girls today, I was like, do you like, because there's a couple moms that were with me this morning. I was like, do you ever have moments that you're just like, well, you had offered to put him to bed. I had given him a bath and I let Fran, and Fran was like, I want to put him to bed. So he went downstairs and I just sat in the recliner and I was like, I felt guilt, obviously. Like I feel mom guilt. Like I felt guilt, but Fran wanted to put him to bed. So that was great. And I just sat in the recliner with the heating pad on and I like really enjoyed it. Like it was really
Hey,
nice.
the things that guilt is useless. Just
Like,
enjoy those moments.
we launched a new product this week, actually, which is really exciting. It's a toner, and I've gotten a lot of questions from some of y'all who aren't as, familiar with a well-rounded skincare routine. And you've said you don't wear makeup. Do you need toner? Yes, you absolutely do. Actually, toner has nothing to do with makeup. It's a product that you would use. It's really kind of completing a skincare regimen I wanted to have with the business. And so you would use a toner in between washing your face, whether you use a makeup wipe or our face wash or whatever, and then putting on moisturizer. That would be the product in between. And I'm obsessed with toner because I feel that it resurfaces
Do you use
my
it
skin.
during the morning or at night?
So I use toner twice a day because I tend to be oily, especially in the summer. So I'm the type of person that will use toner like all the time. And I put it on, you can use like a cotton round and you would wipe off all the oil off your skin. And I'm telling you, you could use toner because, when you get sweaty on your nose and stuff, it's
Can I get a discount code for that?
I could make something happen.
Thanks.
Yeah.
The expense are piling.
We're giving away free makeup remover pads with them right now too, the reusable ones, which are great. But
I'm very well stuck with my.
But someone's asking me what the benefits are. And so the reason this product's great, it's clean, which is really exciting. So there's, no synthetic ingredients, no sulfates, there's a whole list of products or a whole list of ingredients that make something unclean. And a lot of stuff these days is not clean, but it's clean and it resurfaces, right? So it's like resurfacing your skin in a way that doesn't irritate. I just thought I'd get into it a little bit because I'm really excited about it. I mean, we've worked on that product for a year and a half.
The packaging looks amazing, babe.
Yeah, it's called Clear Winner. So we have tons of specials going on this week, by the way, actually, because we're doing a promotion called Skin Week. So every day there's like a free gift, discounts, kind of BOGOs, that sort of thing going on. So what are you laughing about? Are you looking at some of the questions? Why don't you read this one?
Did Candy admit that the text was for Mr. Jerome?
Fran is referring to a text message that we got from my mom. I can't believe I just said we. I don't like you. That I got from my mom last week that said something like that she was really hot, that her panties were wet. She was just sweating. Like she was hot. She does not have a man in her life. And Fran seems to think, Fran calls her imaginary boyfriend that he's made up Jerome.
Well, I just have a hard time trying to believe that your mom will send that text message to you, Like she will make it seem that she did it for you but I don't know.
I'm curious what Fran looks like without a beard. Do you have a pic? You know what? I did not realize for a while.
There is pics.
I know, but that you're like very opposed to having a clean shaven face.
I'm not very opposed.
You never do it.
Not because of opposition.
Because of what?
I like it.
You like having a beard.
Yeah.
So when he did Pablo for Halloween, he had to shave all of his face except for his mustache. But then the mustache was like super porno. And so, of course, that didn't make sense going into November. And so he decided to start from scratch. But your facial hair grows so quickly. So, you only would catch him bare face for like a day or two. But I don't know. I mean, I definitely like you with facial hair more. It's weird to see you without anything.
I do remember that. You like that mustache. And then I brought the mustache back during quarantine and you're like,
Well, because you were just like really into it. You're always touching it, It's like when someone gets a new haircut or something, they tend to touch it a lot. I just found it kind of annoying because you were always touching your mustache. And I was like, ugh.
It was my thinking tick.
You'd like rub it on me, and I just don't like that. I mean, the beard is amazing. I love a beard. I love facial hair, but it hurts. I don't like how it feels.
Like
I know you've been letting it go really long, and it's silvery.
It's what?
Silvery. You heard me.
What?
You heard what?
I just thought you said savory. It's like what?
No. Well, we'll try and find a photo to who asked that question and see. Someone wants to do a meet and greet with other fan couples.
Yeah.
We're going to do a live actually tonight. We're going to be doing a live for y'all. And Fran doesn't really know what this entails because we've done cooking classes in the past. But since it's Skin Week, I am going to have Francisco in a very unprepared way, but now you're finding out, do my entire skincare routine with Fitish products. So we're going to see how that goes. We'll be doing that at 8 o'clock Central Time tonight on the Fitish Instagram if you want to tune in and look. And I guess we'll end with, actually, let's do 2 more questions. Before Fran, Jenna, had you ever dated outside of your race? I love that you embrace his culture. How loosely are we going to use the word date? Fran processing what I just said. I have gone out, I went on a date with a Cowboys player that was a black, not a white man. But we did not sleep together. Don't worry.
Babe,
I wouldn't tell that story
zero
otherwise. We
worries.
didn't sleep together. Man, I couldn't handle it though because like girls were all over this person. They were shoving me. And I was like, yikes, this is what girls who date like a football player like that have to put up with. Like someone pushed me like a girl. And I was like, I came here with this person. What? I left. I literally abandoned the date. I left. I was like, I can't take this. And I left. I have not dated another Mexican guy, I don't think. So I guess that's it. I mean, just, yeah, I've gone on a date with someone, outside of my race, but I haven't been in like a long-term relationship with anyone that's other than white, I guess.
That's cool.
I don't. That's cool. What about you?
Oh, I've been a very equal opportunity.
Everyone.
Like I don't think
Asian, black, you've done
never
the
dated
whole
on
buffet.
Asian. And not like I have nothing against like.
Yeah, you
I
just
think I
haven't. Yeah.
Just didn't have the opportunity. Black, I went to a couple dates.
Yeah.
In Mexico, she was living in Mexico.
Ah.
Yeah. American,
That's outside of your
white,
race.
native,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
the whole melting pot. Lithuanian. I don't know if that's.
Oh yeah, didn't she play a sport? Wasn't she like 6'4"?
Yeah, she was a basketball player. She was 6'4".
You had a weird life, man.
Yeah.
You dated a 6'4" Lithuanian basketball player?
And she used to wear heels when we go out. It was amazing. She looked like she was like ahead of me.
Did you like it?
I didn't mind it.
Was sex weird?
Well, in Mexico we have a saying.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do.
As
Let's
long as
hear
the
it.
belly buttons match, doesn't matter if the legs hang. So
I think we should just end on that note today. This podcast has been a lot, so y'all have a lot to digest. We'll just end on that one today. Oh my gosh. We'll get to the rest of the questions next week.
hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I didn't offend anybody.
Yeah, be sure to check us out online, Fitish, this week, because we have lots of fun stuff going on just for this week only, specials and stuff every day. Tune into our live tonight if you want. That should be interesting, comedic opportunity, I suppose, of you doing my skincare routine. I have a feeling it may be like a bad idea because he doesn't know what everything is good for, so I'm just going to let him do products. And
Can you imagine if I do it like amazing, like give you like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'd like
an amazing facial with my products.
and I tell you like, I was a cosmetologist and
I wouldn't be surprised, right? Would any of y'all be surprised he's had 9 lives? So that's going to be tonight, and I'll be offering some really great discounts during the live too. So, I like to reserve that. Fran's going to offer advice. Fran is going to refrain from making more inflammatory statements about his own culture, hopefully. That's not going to fly on the business Instagram account. That will not happen. But hopefully we'll see some of y'all tonight. And if not, we will see you week after next. We're actually going to take next week off for a little bit of a vacation, and then we'll be back with you the following week. So as always, send us your questions, info@fitish.com or just on the Fitish DM. See you soon.
Bye-bye.